Freedom. Freedom is an interesting topic. And it's an interesting question. Are you free? Like, can you look in your world and tell yourself you're free? Like, this is the premise of this shirt, Free Man, created by Sean Whalen and the Lions Not Sheep movement. One of my brothers, another king, another movement maker. And for whatever reason, that question, freedom, entered my mind and my heart with a seed of fire about 7 to 9 months ago in a way that it never has before. And had me start asking some questions of myself. And that led me on a discovery session and a journey session with myself, with God, with the universe, to understand what this means to me. This is the premise of WarriorCon 4 and why thousands of men in the next 7 weeks, 6 weeks or so, October 26th to 29th, will gather in person and virtually in our hybrid experience in Las Vegas, which is to go through this process of understanding what freedom actually looks like as a man. How do you define it? How do you describe it? What does it look like and how does it look like to you? Like, this is a crazy, crazy question. My hair right now is kind of free. Doesn't have any hair product in it. I just got done working out. I'm about to go to Legoland with my best friend and his kids and my kids, and we're going to go have a great day for a birthday celebration. I sit in the house that I'm in right now, and there were moments in my life that I couldn't even comprehend the reality of a life that I live right now. I couldn't even comprehend the money, the wealth, the power, the cars, the houses, the jets, my wife, the kids, the family. As a single guy, how could I possibly understand the fucking freedom that would come and the feeling as a man to have children? Couldn't. It was impossible. So I asked this question. We just wrapped up an event here in town. And we had an event in Lake Tahoe that I spoke at and trained the whole first day with Power Room, with Andrew Cordeaux and Eddie and their guys. And this topic just keeps to fester. And so this morning, I'm going to ask you a really simple question. Are you free? Are you? Like, your soul knows the answer to that question. Are you free? See, you can hype people up. You know, you can tell people that you're free. You can tell your spouse that you're happy. You can tell the marketplace with your filtered pictures on the Instagram that you're happy. You can tell them that you're actually free. But see, here's the crazy part. At night and throughout the day, the only one that knows if you're free is you. That's it. So, freedom as an idea, as it evolves, falls underneath 3 simple considerations. I want you to be considering, number 1, that freedom is a movement away from shit you do not want anymore. Many of you watching this right now, and one of the reasons why men come to WarriorCon 4 on October 26th through the 29th, the reason why they're coming is because there's areas of their life in which they are absolutely unable to move away from the incarceration they've created for themselves. The habits, the addictions that keep them held, incarcerated, and in bondage in their lives. And the worst part is, for the men that I serve, is the fact that everyone around them tells them that what they are currently experiencing in their bondage is actually freedom. Because they are the kings of their categories. They are the men who dominate. They are the men who built businesses and lives beyond anything in the neighborhoods they came from, the families that they came from. And so they have no point of reference. And so they search and they hunt mastermind after mastermind, searching and looking and longing and hoping to find the one thing they're still not finding, which is freedom. Freedom is not found in association. Freedom is not found in brotherhood. This is not freedom. The feeling of freedom can be experienced there. So if freedom itself is first off this moving away from, then possibly you join a mastermind or you come to an event because you're trying to get away from something. How do I get away from this thing that I don't want? How do I get away from this life? Hell, I know guys that spend months of the year just hiding in masterminds and traveling around to workshops and events. Next week I'll be at Funnel Hacking Live I'm training 5,000 people on stage for the day. And I know people that will travel to events just to escape their lives, just to pretend for a moment they're free, just to go to conventions so they can drink and disappear from their own reality. It's okay, I get it. I get it. That's why Wake Up Warrior 10 years ago was born. It was born to figure that out. And there's that little one right there. What's up, baby girl? How are you? Are you ready to go to Legoland today? Yeah? Tell them where we're going to go today.
Legoland.
We're going to go to Legoland. Are you excited to go to Legoland?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Jovi's ready to go. Uncle Keith's ready.
Me and Mom were trying to find you.
I know. I'm right here on the live. You want to tell them something important this morning?
Yeah.
What do you want to tell them? What do you got to tell them?
I don't know.
You don't know? Think about it. Do you want to sing Paw Patrol to them?
No.
No? Your toes sure look pretty. Can we show them your toes?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Purple toes. Those are cute. You got your Paw Patrol watch?
No, it's a unicorn.
Oh, a unicorn watch. Okay. There was a point in my world in business, I used to push these kids away. My first 10 years in business, they would show up in my life, all 5 of them, didn't have 5 at the time. And I looked at them as a distraction, as a subtraction to what I was doing. Now, she's just an addition to my life, an accelerator. Daddy's gonna finish this video. Do you wanna sit here while I finish it?
No.
No? You're gonna go upstairs and see Mom?
Yeah.
Okay, baby girl. Okay, we gotta leave with Uncle Keith in an hour and a half, okay? Okay, go eat breakfast. I'll come up in 5 minutes.
I already ate breakfast.
Oh, well, that's good. You already ate breakfast? You already ate with Christy? Okay, perfect. Well, that's great. I'll see you in about 5 minutes, okay? Yes.
It'll say 5 minutes on my watch.
It will say 5 minutes on your watch. Let me make sure I set your alarm. Okay, it's ready to go. I'll see you in 5 minutes, gorgeous. Go get your shorts on. Do you know one of the things that always frustrated me about my mentors and coaches as I grew up in the game? I never saw anything about their lives. You know one thing I've always asked about Gary Vaynerchuk? Show me your wife, bro. I appreciate all the hustle and the grind and the message you're giving. But let your wife talk. Let your kids talk. I do. I appreciate all the guys through the game. Frank Kern, Brandon Burchard, you know, all the guys in marketing that taught me. One question I always had sitting in every room is, what's really going on behind the scenes, behind this suit and the happy clappy game that you're doing in business? Like, what's happening? Because see, as a businessman, I was facing all kinds of fucking pressure, all kinds of stress, and none of the guys that ever led me up in the game ever told me the rest of the story. See, one of these people don't tell you in building a business, getting married, and having children is it's a fucking war zone. They don't tell you this. Nobody tells you shit. And even if they did tell you, unfortunately, you just can't even hear it. And so we go down this path where we create these commitments and agreements in our lives, and all of a sudden we get to this place where we realize that the thing that we created for ourselves is a prison. So bondage and moving away from bondage is freedom number 1. Do you have the courage to let go? Do you have the courage to say no? Do you have the courage to choose something different? Do you? Do you have this courage? Because once you've done that, you start to recognize for the very first time freedom number 2. Freedom number 2 is to move towards what you do want. Danielle and I, in our marriage, we spent years, 10, 12 years, just fucking fighting and angry and upset because we just didn't know how to get away from the thing that we didn't want. We were both very clear what we didn't want. What we couldn't get clear on is what we did want. And we couldn't get clear about what we did want because we were unwilling to let go of what we didn't want. This is where divorceyourwife.com, the website. If you haven't seen the video I put up there, go check it out. Thousands of people every month opt in to go watch this free movie. There's nothing to buy. There's no fucking catch. There's nothing. Go watch it. I'll give you the 5 stages of relationship that Danielle and I went through at divorceyourwife.com. Yeah, it's a little clickbaity with the title. You'll see why when you get there. I send people to this site every single day. Go fucking watch this video if you're trying to figure out your relationship. Because in order to get to what you do want, you have to have the freedom to say no to what you don't want. The people you don't want, the business you don't want, the clients you don't want, the money you don't want, the deal you don't want. Sometimes the worst thing you can do in business is take money from the wrong fucking people. She's back. That sounds like a scary Halloween house. Open it slow again. Open it slow. You do it again. Scare me, please. Do it. All right, I'm going to speed this thing up because she's excited for some dad time. So freedom from what you don't want. Freedom towards what you do want. Until you've demonstrated the power of saying no and being honest with yourself about what you don't want, you will lack the power and fortitude and courage and vision to see what you do want. That's why most people you ask what do they want, they cannot tell you. That's why most women you ask what do you want, they cannot tell you. That's why most men you ask what they want, they cannot tell you. What they can give you is a list of all the shit they don't want, and then they'll give you a list of excuses as to why they can't do anything different. That's the only thing that changes inside of Warrior Country. Inside of Warrior Nation, the only thing that changes here, we just don't fucking tolerate the idea that you continue to stay stuck. It's just not possible. We don't allow it. It's not part of the game. If you don't like it, you leave. Here, you just get kicked in the dick over and over and over again until you can get honest about what you don't want. And then in that place, we continue to push and accelerate and inspire you to tap into what God's vision is for your life and what you do want. What do you want? And consider the only wanting that exists is putting your entire life in abundance. The only purpose in your life is to put all of your life in abundance. Your body to be fit and savage. Your spirituality and being, your relationship with God and certainty in yourself, fit and savage. Your relationship with your wife, fit and savage. Your relationship with your kids, fit and savage. Your relationship with your business, fit and savage. Your relationship with money, fit and savage. Do you know what happens when a man becomes fully abundant and stabilized across the core four? He becomes a king. Yes.
I'll make your boo-boo feel better.
How are you going to make my boo-boo feel better?
I'm going to put a special medicine.
And put special medicine right there?
Yeah.
It's a scar. Do you know when Daddy got that scar? Look at it.
And I'm going to put
I fell down and hit a rock.
I'm going to put a big patch Band-Aid on it.
Ooh, yeah. Dad's still kind of a little sweaty. I worked out and then I took a shower and I was still hot, so my body's still sweating. Can you feel that? Yeah.
I see blister in the toe.
Yeah, that's a blister on my toe because Daddy does a lot of running. Yeah. You ready to go in a minute?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's 3 o'clock.
It says 3 o'clock. I got 2 more minutes. Do you want to sit right here and wait for me to finish this last part of the message so I don't leave him on a cliffhanger? What's that?
Yeah.
Yeah? You want to sit with me? Okay, come here. Come sit right here. Come sit right here. All right, here we go. All right, we're going to finish this story together. Now, oh, you look cute. Look at your cute hair. Who does your hair? Your hair looks gorgeous. Jeez. Do you know this child, we named our hairline after her? Before she was born, my wife named our hairline Isla. And I had thousands of hairstylists that place hair with my daughter's name in women's heads. Tens of thousands of women carry my daughter's name on their heads. Interesting statistic, interesting fact. So once I got to this place of getting free to get what I wanted, the most miraculous thing opened up could have ever imagined was the actual purpose of life unfolded. See, until you have the courage to move away from what you don't want and move towards what you do want, and you build a life where everywhere you look is something you want. You look in the mirror naked at your body and your energy and feeling, and you want that. You love it. You don't want anyone else's body. You're like, dude, my fucking body's money. I love how my body works. When you wake up and you don't want anyone else's spirituality, you're like, I want my relationship with God. It is beautiful and perfect in what I want. I want my certainty in myself. I'm more interested in my certainty in me than worried about trying to be inspired by anybody else. That your marriage, sexually, intimately, passionately, and communication is on fire. And it's what you want. Your kids and your relationship with your children is what you want. It operates the way they want, the way you want. Your business and what you do to make money is what you want to do. And the kind of money you have is what you want. And the way you get to spend money is what you want. And when you arrive at this place of being, which is purely and truly in abundance, which is the have it all message of Wake Up Warrior and has been for 13 years. Wake up, take a knee to the King. This was a piece we were missing. Submit to the King of Kings. Take a knee to Christ. Take a knee to God. Take a knee to the truth inside of you. And in this taking of a knee, in that submission, in that surrender, you find power. A power that you cannot understand, a power that does not make sense, that ultimately encourages you, gives you the power to say no to the things you no longer want and to say yes to the things that you do want and to be fully and wholly honest in pursuit of the only purpose that matters in this life, which is putting your life into abundance. Because in that place, your soul for the very first time will have an opportunity to experience the ultimate purpose of this life and the purpose of your being, which is to simply be free. You can have the money or not have the money. But until you've had it, you won't know what that feels like. People want to talk about the rich man and the story with Jesus. The people who typically tell that story are poor people who have never focused their lives on making money. They've never mastered the game of money. So it's very easy for them to look at that perception and say, oh, that must mean that being poor is what I'm to do. No. Do you have to go to the bathroom? Okay, you know how to do it by yourself? Okay. So listen, WordConf 4 is going to be a special experience because we have hundreds of men we are bringing to this place who have experienced level 3 freedom and who are living it right now. It defies logic. So if you're a man that's stuck in level 1 freedom, you still can't move away from the things you don't want. Or 2, you still don't have the courage to move towards what you do want. Or 3, you're ready to find this new spiritual place, this soul plane that we call the freedom to be with or without everything. The freedom to be all of you all the time, no matter what. You don't need the cars to make you something, the house to make you something, the money to make you something. You don't need your wife to make you something, nothing. And this is the transcendent place I'm inviting you to. I got her. My wife's searching for the baby. She was down here. So listen, I realize I yell a lot. You're fucking welcome. You wanna know why? Because most fucking men don't listen. One time my daughter asked me, why do I always talk about Jesus the same way every single week on Sunday? I said, because people don't listen. People don't listen. If people actually did something about what they heard, they could probably move on to a new lesson. But the fact is, most human beings don't fucking do anything about what they hear, and they can't hear anything anyway. So they just fucking continue to operate and hope that they'll be inspired by some random TikTok, and that maybe at the end, once they've accepted Jesus, everything will just be happy. They'll just die, and magically Jesus is going to touch your crown, and you're going to be happy for eternity. And my friend, I'm going to challenge you on that. What if that's not true? What if there's no freebies in this game? What if salvation simply restored the game that originally was here? And what if your soul was not put here just to be a happy, clappy Christian? What if you were not put here to simply accept Jesus as your Savior? What if simply doing that opened up the gateway to the true purpose of your life, which is to bear fruit, multiply, and replenish this earth? What if it's not just as easy as accept Jesus and watch your pastor count 17 people in the audience and magically somehow you're home free for eternity? What if your soul has a bigger purpose? What if you were placed here for more than just a playground of fucking insanity? What if you were placed here for more than just accepting Jesus? My experience, you can be saved and still be a slave. I'm saved, but I refuse slavery. I'm out, my friends. Get at it. I got to go help the baby wipe. You know how this goes. She needs some help. I'm out here. Listen, I'm coming, baby girl. Join us October 26th to 29th. I'm off to Legoland for the day.